Can you make money with AI in a super lazy way? Well, that's what we're going to be answering today. I believe there are some easy, simple ways to make money with AI that borderline on lazy, but we're going to look at the truth here and look at what other people are saying so that you can find exactly what you need to do to make money with AI. So, Alina, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. So what we're going to do today is we're going to review different most popular AI earning money methods with not much of the input of your labor in there that everyone can start today, and try to evaluate how realistic it is. Will it really bring you
Money.
Yeah.
And also, let me know from you, because I've been in this make money world for 25 years, which means I'm kind of like immune to some of the things. Tell me what it feels like as if you've ever watched videos about, use AI to make a coloring book and get rich. Is that something where does your BS detector immediately go off, or are you like, oh, hey, this looks kind of cool?
Not really, because I also think in terms of a competition. Like, you're probably not the only one person who has an idea of starting a book with AI, right? So you also gotta think, trying to think realistically about how will I do it? How will I stand out? How will I make my books sell?
Yeah.
So yes, there is a lot of things to consider.
And I think also there's like the lazy, quote unquote lazy. Okay, so can you make a book with AI, and is it lazy? Yeah, I think you can make a terrible book with AI in 2 seconds. But then there's okay, are people going to buy it? Are they still going to want it after they read it and find out like you didn't really put much effort into it? And how are you going to sell it if there's a bunch of other? So it's kind of like a phrase I always use is when things are super easy, everything gravitates to break even. So like if it's cheap to buy traffic, eventually that money's going to go up because the bigger players are going to buy it more expensive, and then it's going to weed out the little people. Same here where it's like, okay, faceless YouTube. Right now, it's easy. Like you look at YouTube, the content quality on YouTube has gone downhill times a million.
Yeah, everyone was talking about this one a lot, about faceless YouTube videos, but you also, like, only some of them probably are there, right? Like
Yes.
only 10% at max.
I would say 10% is probably very liberal. I would say that it's probably closer to 1% because what we're not doing is we're not looking at the people who make 7 videos and give up when they don't make a penny, which is the vast majority, 99% of the people. So faceless YouTube, can you do that? I think you can. I think that's actually surprisingly one of the more labor-intensive ones, because you got to make the video, you got to get the script, you got to do this, you got to do that. There's a lot of moving parts. So looking at that, children's books, I would say if you're going to do children's books or planners, do planners. It's easier. You make a little, when to water your tomato plant planner.
And maybe it's a little more specific and therefore less competition than just compete for the children's book. That's a very broad thing.
Exactly. Unless you're going to do something really, really good, which then it's not lazy anymore. So, and we're going to get to at the end of this video, I'm going to show you what I think is the most laziest, easiest way to make money with AI. Auto blogging affiliate, this takes time. I mean, come on, to get there, to make a blog and get ranking, even if you're buying an expired domain name or an auction domain, it's still going to take time to rank.
Yes, totally. And try to make this valuable content as well. That's a lot of... but do you think success prospects are really higher than in the previous ones?
So if you were going to buy a domain, most people who want a lazy way to make money also don't want to pay for it. Like they're so lazy, they don't even want to get their wallet out. So I would say for auto blogging affiliate, that's for serious people who really want to make it work and have the time. Like most people aren't going to see anything for 90 days, maybe even longer. There are ways to shortcut things. That's not to say there's not, but when someone's like, oh, you could put 1,000 blog posts on a blog with AI, most of the time they're talking about content houses in other countries that are spamming it. I was looking at when I was at the doctor today and looking at my old notes. And in the notes, I found this person who bought a domain, filled it with a bunch of junk content. They got a bunch of traffic overnight, and then it just was obliterated. No value, no good stuff, just junk. And it did take a lot of effort to make that content, even though it was with AI.
Okay.
So yeah, finding that is important. Etsy printables.
It's like a gray area, right?
Which one?
The Etsy printables.
It can be. I mean, I have a friend we interviewed years ago. I still haven't uploaded the interview. She was doing like 600 grand a year with Etsy printables. They were custom, but she did do pretty well. It can work. I think they're kind of like not that great with AI anymore. And when anyone can do it, everyone does it.
Yes.
So it's like the amount of faceless content in the Stoic niche right now is insane because some guru talked about it and now everyone does, or rain videos. And again, a lot of those don't have the strategy of the money with them. What I'm looking for when I want a lazy way to make money is something simple and hands-off, like the tool I made yesterday.
Yes.
Okay, it took me 6 hours. I would consider that like building a business in 6
one.
hours. That's actually pretty lazy.
Okay.
Yeah, because 6 hours, now I have a business.
All right.
2 years ago, that would have taken me, I would have never built it 2 years ago because I couldn't figure it out. Now it's easy. And that's something where like, okay, if I work really hard for 6 hours
But you also have an understanding of what you're doing and also like a value and something quite unique that other people don't provide. So that's a very like way of success.
Yeah, it's very specific. It's like without the 25 years, I wouldn't be able to do it. And I think the same thing with you where, you came in here, you didn't know much about this world. Now you do. Now you can sit down and do something in an hour that's worth way more.
Yes, totally.
So there's a trade-off there. I think simple, quick, fad type stuff can work now that we have AI, and we'll get into those in a minute. So AI avatars, profile pics, this would be more or less reaching out to people on Facebook. Hey, do you want, the pink girl avatar or whatever?
It pretty much depends on how you build your marketing strategy there.
Yeah.
Because again, like everyone can do that, right?
Exactly. and so can AI. I mean, if you know how to prompt more than 2 words in ChatGPT, you can get
However, that's what I'm thinking, like avatars, okay, but in the way of like, do you know this VTubers? Like if you sell those models, maybe.
What's
but then
VTuber?
again, it's more labor. It's like an animated model.
Oh, okay, like a virtual YouTuber.
Yeah,
Got
like
it.
a cartoonish model that moves together with you.
Yeah, that could be.
But it's again more labor. It's not lazy already.
And if I was going to do that, it is based on prompting. What I would do is I would make them free and make them for like HeyGen or some kind of AI program where you just say, hey, I'll give you the free avatar if you try this software out. And you give them an affiliate link. That could work. AI chatbots for business, I think, surprisingly, I think this is one of the laziest ones.
Yes.
Because I can go through.
Might work.
And I think it would work if you have a very strategic one, like how to repurpose your dental advertisement or something.
Yes. And I think it will work because right now we are exactly at the moment when a lot of businesses are switching to it. So it's like hot on the market.
Very hot, yeah. And I think that when we get into the tools section, which it's funny because 5 years ago, if you would have said, is making tools online a lazy way to make money?
Yeah.
I'd be like, get out of my office. I pay programmers. Like, what part of this is easy? Now, it's actually one of the easiest things. And I think it's underlooked. Like a lot of people are too busy doing faceless content and junky articles, trying to do all this. I fly under the radar with a simple tool. Boom, I'm ready to go. I was reading about a guy who created a AI video app. It's a pretty robust, complicated app. He says it was simple to make. He went from 0 to $1 million a year in like 4 months.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy. And it was social media traffic. All he did was promote it on social media. So these are the kind of things where it can work. AI newsletters and affiliates.
Very much similar to the blogging, right?
Yes, it is going to take effort. Voiceovers, music, voice licensing.
That is an interesting one because AI is getting there. Like right now, you can probably easily tell apart the AI music and AI voice from non-AI. Yeah. But it's getting where you cannot. Like knowing, because I work with like some of the applications that use AI voice. Now they do like a breath in between and like all the human noises and intonation. So it's getting to the point when it's not easy to recognize if it's AI. It might be working.
It's not anymore like that TikTok one where you'd be watching videos and it's like, do you have this friend? You're going to blow away at this magic thing. And it all sounds the same and it's just annoying.
No, it's getting crazy. Same about music. I've seen this one. Like the music is getting solid.
It is, and I think inadvertently AI is going to plagiarize music or copyright infringe, whatever they call that for the music term. There's someone I follow who's a music attorney, and they're just going nuts right now. So that's one where, again, it's going to take a while. Like, that takes a while. Like, if you're looking for something truly lazy,
it's probably not it again.
Yeah,
because you need to investigate it first.
When I think lazy, I think post on social media, which most people do anyway. Instead of talking about your eggs and your cat, you're just going to talk about business stuff.
It's funny how all lazy ways are turning into not lazy ways.
Well, and it's funny too, because, you know, when you look at the effort, it's funny because I get customers who they're just not happy about anything. And when you get a customer that's really frustrated and they want a refund, they always say, I'm going to go all over social media and I'm going to tell everyone how bad you are. And I'm like, that's the same effort it takes to go sell stuff on social media.
Yes.
Like,
just redirect.
If you would have done that, it would have been, you know, you'd be making money. So it's kind of interesting. I think lazy is one of those things where it's kind of in the eye of the beholder. Like, is it lazy? No. When I think lazy, I think my dad's old dog that just like literally laid around inside about everything. It was like, the lights are on, I'm tired, I want to go to bed. But looking at this, so you have quizzes, prompt packs. I think this is an easy one.
Yes, this is an easy one. That's what I thought.
Yeah, because you could just go make a prompt pack for a specific person. Like, here's the prompt pack for getting social media content daily.
Yes, I feel like it's easy because it doesn't take any like specific skills, but also helps people who don't understand yet how to work with AI. Yeah. So they find that helpful.
And I think that's one of the things we take for granted. We work in the AI space. Like, I go to the average person on the road and I'm like, hey, what do you do with, you know, Gemini API? They're like, what? What's a Gemini? What's an API? What are you talking about? Yes,
because we work with this, I feel like I'm inseparable already from this because I know how to use it effectively. I'll constantly do that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just haven't started yet.
Yeah, and they don't know. And prompt packs I like because it's make now, get paid over and over. If I make a really good prompt pack, I could sell it for $10, $9, whatever. I could put it on Etsy, I could put it on a website, I could sell it on Gumroad, make videos about how they work. That's something where you can get paid over and over. It is something where you can build and grow, because a lot of people struggle with blogging, video, all of this because they're spread so thin trying to get traffic for all these different things. If you have a prompt pack and you're like, okay, this is $9, $27, $47, maybe it's a good one and it's $100. And I say, okay, Alina, now go promote that prompt pack to video makers. Boom, that's your job, that's all you do. That's more lazy than making videos on all these random topics. So I think that's definitely one of the lazy ones. Quizzes and worksheets.
Somewhat lazy too.
I think so. Yeah, it's
especially
one where...
Like if we take Canva and AI with templates already, you can pretty much do them very quickly.
Canva templates would be a really good one. Also, I would say using... If you want to be lazy and make money, you're going to have to spend some money and get yourself Manus AI.
Yes.
Manus AI is the easiest, laziest thing ever. You can make spreadsheets, slide decks, whatever you want.
Yeah, the slides are impressive.
Absolutely. And you can do slide templates. Like, here's a slide template for a presentation on this. Or like years ago, there was, back when I used to be a preacher, there was this preacher who drove me nuts because he sold his notes to other preachers. And back then I was like, that's not the word of God. You're not going to channel whatever I thought we channeled. And I was like, that's a good business model. And now the dude's like worth 50 million. And all they did was make his templates for his seminars, or his preacher seminars, sermons. There we go.
He had a marketing mind.
He did have a marketing mind. I think better than his Bible teaching, he's a good marketer. And so that's something that can work. Quizzes and worksheets, absolutely. Notion templates, I don't know much about Notion.
Yeah, me neither, unfortunately. So we'll just leave it out, I guess.
Okay. AI programming freelance. So freelance programming, that's not lazy.
Yeah.
When you got a client who's like, I want this program, even with AI,
that's still a lot of work.
It's still a lot of work. Website app testing, you're going to do a lot of work for 5 cents. Although, I do think website app testing is going to explode with AI.
Yes.
Because a lot of people aren't going to know.
I think it's going to be mostly automated. I don't think that's going to be like even an option for you as a person to test it.
Yeah. We got AI data analytics. That's a job. Yeah, I don't think that's good.
That's not lazy, right?
No, it's not. That's like go to work. AI web design, no, that's not lazy.
Yeah, that's not lazy too. It's just AI using. So the last 5, it's like AI using, but not lazy.
Yeah, and I think for side hustles, these can work. Now, for me, of all of these, I'm going to say, and you give me your honest opinion, what you think.
Okay.
I think for me, the laziest thing to do is find something people struggle with, a prompt, a tool, a system, questions answered. Find something like that. Maybe they want to know how to prompt to get a good article that'll rank on Google. Find that process. Go to Reddit, find what people struggle with. Oh man, I can't get this, I can't get that. It doesn't rank. I don't know the right words to use. I can't figure out the intent. Figure all of that out. Put it in AI, map it out. Okay, so pretty lazy. We're just mapping it out with AI.
Doesn't sound lazy. It's so much research under it.
It is, but you're using AI to research.
Okay.
So I would say in terms of lazy, let's change the word lazy to purposeful. Because I think most people are not lazy.
Maybe like quick. Is it quick?
It's quick, yes. So this method would be super quick, but I'm going to say purposeful because a lot of people are spending 90% of their time on stuff that doesn't matter. And the 10%, maybe it makes money, maybe it might make money, maybe it's not making money. And that 10% is the purposeful. So where people would say, go make faceless YouTube videos. Okay, you're going to make 1,000 videos. One will take off and it'll set your channel off and you might make some money. Most people are not going to get to the 1,000. Making 1,000 videos is not in any way, shape, or form lazy.
Yes.
However, what if I made a specific YouTube video with a specific purpose based on a keyword I know gets traffic, based on something I know will rank? That's purposeful. So if you want to be lazy, but be purposeful when you're working. Like that's one of the things with Alina. I come in here and I'm like, she's on her phone. I wonder what she's doing. And then she comes over and she's like, I programmed this thing. I'm like, okay. You're very purposeful.
Yes.
When you work, you sit down to work.
Yeah.
When you don't work, you're like, computer closed, no work.
Yeah.
But when you work, you're very purposeful.
It's also connected to the waiting. Sometimes you don't close the tabs when they write the document.
So you have others opened or?
Yeah, it's like when Claude is writing like a big file, I don't close it because sometimes it's like it disappears.
Got it. Okay. So yeah, but that's one thing I noticed about you is you're very purposeful. And that's the thing as an entrepreneur you need. If you, like a lot of people think like an employee, which is, I got 8 hours. If they don't tell me anything to do, I'm going to be lazy or whatever. Whereas as an entrepreneur, I think I'm going into the office for 8 hours. I need the maximum out of the 8 hours.
Yeah, what can I make?
What can I make? What can I build? That's important. And you can be lazy for 8 hours and get nothing done, but also be working. So why not use that 8 hours to or use one of the hours?
Actually make something, yeah.
Yeah, like if you use 1 hour and you're like, okay, I'm going to make this tool. So for me, the laziest, quote unquote, laziest way is find something people need, a process. Go to Reddit, throw it in AI, say, what are the questions people are asking? What do they struggle with? Go to Gemini AI. You could do all this in Gemini, by the way. Gemini AI and say, take this and make a tool for my website. And you could tap it into the API and make a tool. Now you have something to promote. Now, every day when you come in, instead of 8 hours of what do, I watch this guru on YouTube, here's a way to do this, here's a way to do that, you're like, no, my job is one track, I'm promoting this one thing.
Yes, concentrate on it. So would you say then that the most lazy but purposeful way is creating the tools and templates, something like this?
Yes. So it would be the prompt pack. It would be something internet tangible. That's not like, a product, but it's a tangible thing you can sell, give away. When people start a niche, that's why when we do the high ticket niches, we give them a book. Because we're like, okay, now you have something, give me your name and email, you get book. Something to give.
Yes.
Where most people are trying to make content, it's like, okay, you got to be entertaining, it's got to be good, it's got to be readable, they got to get through it. Where most people don't realize, okay, if you don't have a good bait, nobody's going to pay attention to you. You have to have something they want. And that's key, because in our world, it gets lost between, oh, well, there's a girl on TikTok getting 5 million views. Okay, good, but it's just, hey, cute hair.
Yeah.
I can't sell anything with cute hair, However, if I have 5,000 views on a very specific, here's this tool to use, it'll work like that. And I'll never forget my buddy Nick. I went on one of his trainings, and this was back when I was still in my hard selling days, which I'm sure you're like, wait a minute, are you not that way now? Yes, I was worse. It was bad. And I went on one of his live streams on YouTube, and I would always mention, go to the website to download the free tool. And he's like, dude, you said that way too many times. And I'm like, yeah, but watch our rate. And so I asked him, I'm like, when you say go to my site and download, how many people that watch the video put their name and email in? He's like, 5. I'm like, 10% of the people who watched your video went and opted in. That's why I do it. So it's a purpose. I'm using this traffic for something specific, whether it's my prompt pack, giveaway, software tool. I mean, I just showed you the article. The guy made an AI tool, sold it to Wix for $80 million 6 months later. I mean, if I could say work 6 months and make 80 million and be lazy the rest of your life, that's lazy.
Yeah, okay, I see.
Yeah. Whereas most people are like, how do I just go to sleep and make money? Okay, well, you have to set something up.
Yes.
Like for me, if I took the month off, I remember 2014, I went into rehab. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen to my business? I actually made money while I was in rehab. I wasn't even doing anything. I talked the rehab into letting me have a computer. It was against their policy, but I'm like, no, you don't understand who I am. And they're like, shut up, have your computer. After like 3 days, I didn't even want my computer. I wanted to focus on sobriety. So I literally didn't do anything except I think I had 2 phone calls where I told an assistant, like, just take care of this. But it made money because I set something else up.
Nice.
Same today, like, I go away for a while, it works, the business works. So work to be lazy. Like you gotta earn it.
If you like set something up that is sellable and works like in a passive mode, then you're good.
And until we have universal basic income, which is coming, so you can wait it out and be lazy, there has never been a lazier, easier way to make money. Like literally, we are asking AI to do things for us and sitting around, like half the time I got my feet on the desk, I'm relaxing, chilling out. I mean, you're talking about like my grandpa and my dad, they went to work every day. They dug things and built things and factories and dealt with people. If you think that this stuff isn't lazy, I mean, just wait around for the UBI. I mean, just there you go. Just do that. Because I think a lot of this, like, we need to be purposeful so that we can be lazy.
Yes. Okay. That sounds good. A good slogan.
Yeah. And with that, I mean, there's so many things you can do. I would say set up a program, build a book, a guide, something of value. I mean, you look at it and people who write books and they're good books, they get royalties for a long time. They wrote the book once, now they could be lazy. Some of them do good. J.K. Rowling made like $400 gazillion, I think owns half of England now, something like that. At least a Hobbit or two. She's got a few of those. And some people have a small one. And you have to look at the trade-off, like the dude who made the one that made $80 million. Okay, that was difficult. Do I need $80 million? No, I think I'd be okay with a few.
Yeah, so you just make something more simple, but still on the same purpose of like being useful to people.
And be willing to grow it.
Yep.
Like build, grow, start with, one of the things I learned early on is, what can I do today that will generate $1 a day every day? If I can figure that out, I win. Because most people are like, I'm going to go to work and get $100. But they wouldn't go to work to get $1 a day every day. By day 100, I've made as much as you've made that one day. And now I'm making that every day. So you stop at day 100, you have whatever you collected. I stop, I take a nap, I'm still making $100 a day. So it's kind of a trade-off. And I don't think it's difficult. I think most people just quit before the magic happens, as my buddy Brian says. And I think you just got to stick with it and do something simple, focused. Stop trying to listen to every guru under the sun. That's work. Like listening to that's mental clogging or whatever you call
for
it.
sure.
And so if we can go through and do something simple, I would say a program, a book, a guide, a template pack, a prompt pack, something tangible, make it, promote it, pocket the cash.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
All right, cool. So here's to lazy money. Check out our other videos, smash the like button, and hop over to AIProfitScoop.com if you want to use our tools and get all kinds of help and personal help in making money online with AI. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.
Also, make sure to check out our AI tools class where you can learn how to build AI-powered tools or the tools with a database to actually stand out on the market. And see you in the next video.